Thank you for joining us for this episode of Profiles in Health and Wellness. My name is Marnie Gellner. Our producer is Eric Nordquist, and he happens to be right here.
Hey,
Hi, Nordo.
How are you?
I'm great,
are you?
and and I'm feeling inspired because we just chatted with someone who has a pretty impressive story.
How about Shelley?
Shelly Schreiber down 50. She's 33 years old. She's down 50 pounds.
That's impressive. And the idea and the greatness behind this interview is, kind of understanding, similarly to other podcasts and things we've done in the past is, kind of the mindset and the commitment to it and the trials and tribulations of it. And then kind of now that the 50's off, what's next?
Yeah.
And so just impressive story. And it's cool. We've talked to the guy that does the Staiku machine for Profile members. We've talked to people that are in leadership with Profile and all of these things. But what's better than putting the money where the mouth is and actually hearing yet another great success story of someone that went through the program and saw the weight come off and, saw the changes take place in terms of keeping it off long term.
And Shelley, I thought, I don't know if you want to call it the light bulb moment, but the education for her, where she was like, I didn't get it. I didn't know what food did or was or why veggies. I didn't none of that was on my radar at all until Profile. And then she was like, oh, and then everything just went bing.
Yeah, it's interesting not only knowing what the content is in particular foods but kind of working with Profile, understanding how your particular body might interact with certain foods, whether it's, the fatty end of things, carb-heavy, sugary stuff. And so just learning more about what you're putting in your body, I think these days is something we can all appreciate, and it's worked out well for her. So cheers to that.
Oh, man, it has worked out wonderfully. And if you are a dog lover, you will also enjoy this episode because Shelley's got 5 of them, and occasionally you can hear them throughout the podcast. But that's part of what makes it sweet.
It's part of the charm.
It's part of her story. Here she is, right after the break, Shelly Schreiber.
Hey, it's Nordo on behalf of my buddies at Profile by Sanford. 2020 was tough on everybody, but I'll tell you this, I'm grateful for joining Profile when I did. Profile, developed by doctors and researchers, they take the guesswork out of losing weight. The plan's simple, it's effective. The certified health coach is with me every step of the way. I lost weight, I have more energy, and I feel awesome. So you can start the year off right with Profile. You join now, you save up to 30% off your program. 14 locations and growing in Minnesota. Go to profileplan.com and start today. It's profileplan.com.
We are happy to get to know Shelly Schreiber, who is a Profile member living in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hello, Shelly. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. You have an interesting story, and you've had an interesting journey on your way to losing 50. Is that your final number with Profile, 50?
My final number with Profile is about 35. My final number is 50. So I started at about 200 pounds when I was in Austin.
Okay, so 50 total and about 35 with Profile. First of all, congratulations. That is
Thank you.
Fantastic. That is amazing. Okay, so you are someone who runs marathons. You've been running marathons for 10 years. Completed 12 of them. However, you also say that you've been about 50 pounds overweight that entire time, and that no matter how much you ran or worked out, you just couldn't seem to lose that weight. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yep. I was always just trotting along.
Well, I have this visual in my head of marathon runners, and they're just skin and bones, I feel like. They just run forever. But that's not you physically.
Nope, and that's actually not half of them. Yeah, a lot of the charity runners will do the same thing. Because I've worked in the fitness industry for about 15 years as well, and anybody can train their body to do a marathon and just slowly jog 26 miles, believe it or not, if you train for it for months and months. So a lot of my trainees / charity runners and myself and everybody, I'm not personally a mom, but they're all usually moms. And we all kind of looked the same. We were all a little, not the slim, sprinting, lean runners that you would think of. And it truly is nutrition, because you can train your body to do anything, but in order for it to look and feel and be healthy in the way that you want to do it, you have to eat right, which is what I learned the hard way.
But it took you connecting with Profile and kind of going through the program before you really realized that and really got what that meant? Okay, so how did you get there?
So I was just one of those people that, would constantly say, well, I exercise every day. I don't get it. It must just be my body type. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Because I did. It's true. I exercised every day. Why did I look and feel like that? And I worked for Orange Theory Fitness at the time. Probably, it's almost my 1 year anniversary with Profile, actually. I think I joined January 30th. So I walked in, and I was in a marketing position with Orange Theory Fitness, and I met with the store manager here in Charlotte. And I said, what is Profile? I've never heard of it. I want to work with you guys. And she gave me a full in detail of how it's just mental nutrition planning and how to treat food and learn and how to actually fuel yourself and how to actually learn how to eat. As crazy as that sounds, that's what I feel like we all need. We're just so fast food and pizza and just eat for just eating, but you're not really thinking about it as actual fuel and what you should be eating at different times of day, that kind of stuff. So she broke it down, and I said, oh my gosh, I actually need to do that.
So it was on day...
What am I doing?
It was in day one the day you walked in there and got sort of the overview, that's already when it clicked for you?
Yep. Well, it really clicked, after a few sessions, of course, when we really dove into my mental health and why I was the way that. Just a little background. My family, we were just very fast food. when I was younger, up until about 11th grade, it was probably fast food 4 times a day. So, I believe my dad just thought, we just need to feed them
right.
some sort of food, so that's kind of where, so it was a whole process. It truly is, a mental health program that I just am extremely thankful for. But the first initial meeting really opened my eyes to, maybe this is why I'm working out every day, killing myself, and I'm tired. I wasn't getting that food fuel, if that makes sense. I was working out, but I still wasn't energized because I wasn't properly fueling myself on top of the workout.
Okay. So when you started and you have a coach and they're laying it out, this is when you should be eating and what you should be eating. Did you notice it in your body immediately or after weeks, or what did it look like early on?
Probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I really started to, I lost the weight immediately. It was crazy, but I really truly was, eating 4 slices of pizza for dinner and candy and 6 coffees. It was bad. So once I switched into the Profile, like you just said, 7 a.m., drink the shake. Yep. 10 a.m., have breakfast. 3 p.m., have a bar. Because you eat food on Profile as well. It's not just a bunch of junk. It's actual food. They show you how to grocery shop and everything, too. I think I lost like 15 pounds in like a month. It was crazy, which is obviously not recommended, but I literally, my body just pushed it out. It
was like a cleanse.
Here we go. Yep. And then, of course, I hit a plateau. I don't think I could get past 173. I think I'm 155 now, and I just don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. It was quarantine, of course.
Uh-huh.
Duh. I was going to Orange Theory every day, and then we got stuck at home, and I panicked. And I did a Zoom call with my coach, and I was crying. My routine, I'm doing so good. I'm going to gain all the weight. I panicked.
Oh, yeah.
Because once you eat, of course. And she was just so great. She said, calm down. We're going to get it. It's okay.
Well, yeah, and that is not unusual because that was almost everyone who was part of this program at that time.
It was hard. It was very hard because here we were, my fiance and I, we were stuck at home. So we went and ran 5 miles a day. on top of staying on track. And it actually, after about a week of panicking, of course, we just went to the grocery store and stayed home, and it was actually the best thing that's ever happened. It's a terrible thing that's happened, but we stayed at home. We made 4 meals a day, really healthy. We ran, we organized the house, we gardened, we were just moving. We started a business. And I will say, during all this, and just to have the coaches there as a therapy session in the middle of something like the coronavirus wasn't, I don't know what I would have done. So, I'm thankful for them for doing that. I decided to take my North Carolina real estate exam and course and school. Why not? We were all just sitting here. And my coach opened my eyes. She said, if you really take this profile stuff seriously and you get that and you clear your mind and you fuel your body right, you're going to focus better on school and you're going to going to pass the test. And oh my gosh, it was crazy. I've never been a college person, never a school person. I've always been working, marketing, worked my way up in corporate America, all that story. And it just, the focus I have now is insane because of vegetables. As crazy as that sounds.
Yeah, well, actually, not really, but you're saying you noticed it in your body and you noticed it in your mind. So when you talk about focus, is it just when you're studying, or is it just in your daily activities? What does that mean, your focus is better?
Everything. Think about when you eat a bunch of sugar and cereal and junk, and then all of a sudden at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you're just done. You're cloudy and you just feel like junk and you just want to go to sleep. That's kind of where I was. And now what I'm doing, I started a new plan with Profile about 2 days ago. It's for their athletic program. So I'm down to 155 now. I'm ready to move into the advanced, if you will, if you want to push yourself that much. I'm going to sign up for another marathon and try and actually run the entire thing and do it like the lean people that you saw in your mind.
Okay. You're not going to trot this one.
But yeah, it's just, my mind has just completely gone to a different place of just clarity, and I'm just fueled now, So at 1 o'clock, what I'm doing is, because I get up at 6 in the morning, and I run 3 businesses, so by 1 o'clock, as I should be, I'm tired.
Yeah.
But I go and run 4 miles, and I fuel with Profile before and after, a before drink and an after drink, before the run, after the run, and I'm right back to feeling like it's 6 in the morning, and I'm ready to do another 6 hours. It's insane, and it truly just is the fuel of the food with the exercise. And waking myself back up instead of just drinking coffee after coffee after coffee. And
right.
Just,
and sort of trying to cover up the problem as opposed to really fix it. Well, everyone that goes into Profile has a unique sort of formula or whatever. These are the constraints of my job. I have this many kids, so I have to work around that, or I travel all the time. And so for you to run as often as you do and wanting to maintain that your plan has to be really unique to you to give you enough calories to be able to do that, and the right nutrition and all the things. How did you and your coach sort of map out your plan specific to you that would give you enough calories, energy, all of that to be able to run, but still fewer calories than you needed so that you could lose the weight? Like that seems like a really delicate little balance that you guys found.
Oh yeah. So, the only answer I have for you is the coaches are just amazing and they know what they're doing, and I listened to every single thing they said. I stayed on plan. And, but yes, in the beginning, I wasn't exercising as much. I wasn't doing, she literally told me, stop exercising so much. You're crazy. Let's focus on nutrition and get 20 pounds down, and then we'll talk about, So, it truly is like that. It's like no other. And when I walked into it, I thought it was going to be, a weight loss program where they give everything the same. Drink a shake, bar, everybody's the same. You might lose 20 pounds. Good job. And then right when you get off of it, they never talk to you again. And then you go grocery shopping and you buy a bunch of cookies and you gain it all back. We've all done that. But they truly just care and listen and exactly, you know, what are your specific goals? Nobody wants to run marathons. You know, I'm insane. So whatever somebody has, you know, whatever goal it is, maybe even to lose 20 pounds and just feel better. You know, maybe you have knee surgery and you just want to be able to have mobility back. You know, whatever it is, they will sit there week by week and they'll say, and they're kind of mean about it too in a good way. You know, they won't let you slack off. They won't let you. It's amazing. It's accountability, and it's obviously completely changed my life, but I mean, they plan it out, and then they I didn't know what a starch was. I didn't know anything about food. So that really helped me too, for them to constantly, they didn't make me feel like I didn't know, you know, they just made me feel very, okay, sweet potato, put that under that category, you know, and then I could kind of, I started to understand what food actually was. So that's the biggest mental thing. Mm.
And I like what you said, Shelley, about the grocery shopping aspect of it, because when I was in, and I'm sure when you were in the main weight loss phase, and you get the printout of the groceries and everything is divided into the category of vegetables, and that's not just like broccoli and peas and cauliflower and carrots. There were more vegetables on there that I had never heard of. Yep. That I could have even imagined. And I thought the grocery list was so helpful because it broke down like, okay, if you're having carrots, it's a smaller serving because there's more sugar in that or whatever. And it listed options of things that I didn't know what were. I had to Google a lot of the vegetables. And then I would try some of them and be like, oh, well, I can have more of this one. So if I like it, that's good because it's more to snack on throughout the day or whatever. And then to your starches, and then to a fat, and the options, I thought, on that printout of the grocery list of your options, I thought was super helpful, more than I even needed. What was that grocery list? What was the value of that to you?
Oh, my gosh. So I still have it printed out and, like, laminated on my refrigerator a year later. I met with my coach yesterday, and I have that laminated on my refrigerator. And then I made I'm a very Google Calendar planning spreadsheet type person.
Okay, you're organized.
So, yeah, well, I try to be. So I laminated yesterday. It's a spreadsheet of my new plan. So now that I understand food, I can look at that menu that you just, the grocery list.
Yep.
And I can say, okay, 7 a.m., I have to have a shake, then I have to have this, then I have to have this, smoothie, whatever it is in the morning, 7 a.m. And then for my fiance, and this is another huge part, if you live with somebody and they're not on board and they don't respect what you're trying to do, I mean...
Yeah, that's tough.
Kick them. My fiance is amazing, and... For example, he sees all the hard work I've done. He's proud of me, great. So he really likes to make avocado toast for us, which is amazing.
Oh yeah,
but
nice.
I used to only be able to have one slice of bread, and it's not a negative thing. It's not like restrictive whatsoever. It's just, he's a big guy. He has 2 slices. I have 1.
Yep.
And so my coach and I yesterday, she was like, okay, just like you said before, you're going to be doing more running. You're an athlete now. We need to fuel you. We need to up your food. Perfect. Yay, I get to eat more. So now for my fiance, Antonio, on the spreadsheet, it says avocado toast, 2 eggs. Now we added eggs. Yay. Spinach, whatever it is, 2 slices of bread. So for him, because it's not fair either for your partner or your sister, whoever's helping you with this, to just dive into it 100% and learn all this, right? No, This is a whole thing. But for him to be able to see that when I'm busy with my real estate business, I'm like, oh my gosh, can you make us some toast? I'm hungry. I need my fuel. He can go to the refrigerator and he can actually see, okay, yes. Shelley needs 2 eggs, and it's all broken down there
Perfect.
For us to really see. And then dinner, same thing. Say we have a breakfast for dinner, you know, an omelet, veggie omelet. You can see the veggies are unlimited. So you can go to that list and you can say, okay, what are vegetables? Because, you know, by 7 p.m., nobody's thinking about anything. We're just hungry and we want to order a pizza, but we can't because it's bad for us. So, you know, vegetables are unlimited. We see that on there. Put a bunch of vegetables in an omelet, fill it up, there you go, bam.
Yes.
You know, it's so much easier now because as crazy as it sounds, I did not know what to eat. I really didn't. I was just pizza, and maybe some pasta. You know, I don't know, make something, you know, just eat. I'm hungry.
Well, that's a legitimate obstacle, though, and it is a legitimate obstacle for a lot of people because pizza is easy. A hamburger is easy. You know exactly how to. PB&J is easy. So some of this takes a little more planning, and for someone like you, if you are organized, that is really helpful. And even if you're not organized, there is sort of a plan ahead aspect that you almost have to have. Because you will be stuck in it's lunchtime, I have no vegetables in the fridge. Now what am I going to do? You don't want to get to that.
You're forced to go through the drive-thru down the street because, you know, you have 3 kids and you're starving. And
right.
What else are you going to do? You didn't plan.
And in order to avoid that, and maybe you need to go through it once or twice to go, you know what? I am not doing this again. And so you take your grocery list, your laminated list, you pop it off the fridge or you take a picture of it on your phone and you go to the grocery store and you figure out, okay, this is how many times a week I need to go or how many veggies and this is how long this veggie will stay fresh in my refrigerator or what. I mean, you learn those things so that you're not in the moment of all I have is this pizza. Or you get the delicious profile pizza crust, which I've done. And you can actually, there are alternatives. You want spaghetti, they have a sauce. They have the cauliflower square or circles. There are a lot of foods that if you can't figure it out, they'll get you there. And then you can try those once in a while, or you can, better yet, is to get yourself in learning the grocery store and learning just what you said. Like you didn't know the veggies or how to eat or what to eat. Because now when you're off the plan, you're not handcuffed to, oh, no, I don't have this specific profile shake that I need at this specific time. Like you have to live your life when you're off the plan. You have to know how to continue to live. And so if you've already reached your goal weight, dog mom of 5.
I know. Can you hear him?
I can.
No.
You have 5 dogs, don't you?
Mailman, 5 dogs and a cat. Yep.
Oh my goodness. So there is your personal story of having to work around the needs of your furry children.
Gosh.
But now if you've reached your goal weight, how big was that for you to not only learn what veggies were, but where to find them in the grocery store, how to prepare them, which ones you like the taste of, to just kind of go through that process?
Absolutely. So it's crazy now. I don't realize I do it. My coach has pointed me out to a few times. I don't go in the chip aisle or the cookie aisle or the bag. My fiance and I, we go to Harris Teeter here, and we go to the vegetable aisle and the frozen vegetable aisle and the good parts of the grocery store now. We have no junk in the house. We don't, and it's not. What I love about Profile is it's not restrictive. I don't feel like I want that anymore. You know, I'm not going into the grocery store and saying, all right, Antonio, we can't go to that cookie aisle. Don't do it. You know, we don't, it's a very mental, okay, let's go to the vegetable section. You know, it's just what we do now. It's crazy.
It sounds like your body has had enough good food too, that it's not craving the cookies and the processed stuff. That's huge.
Yep. It's insane. And I was the biggest, and that's why I run a dog bakery. I used to do wedding cakes, and I used to be such a pastry person. Still am. You know, I had a brownie this week, you know, whatever. But, I mean, I'm talking probably 2 brownies a day, cake, dessert. My fiancé drinks. I don't. I would get dessert. That was
your treat.
You know, in a restaurant. And it was so bad. You know, and now, I mean, I couldn't even think about ordering a dessert now in a restaurant. not because I don't want. I just wouldn't do it anymore.
So you've made,
it's not a restriction, which is really huge for me, because who wants to live like that? Oh, I can't do that. That's not fun.
so it sounds like, Shelley, you've made complete lifestyle changes, and that they are long-term, and you've figured something out, and this is how you want to live, and this is how you're going to live.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That's it.
And you feel good. You look good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. And the best feeling in the world, too, is I never didn't like the way that I looked. I never sat in the mirror and was like, oh, you're fat. I never thought that I was ugly or anything like that. But looking at pictures and like my graduation pictures for my real estate school, I was still at like I'm looking at them right now, like 170. You can see it, and that feeling when you lose a bunch of weight and then you take that rock star picture.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, look at me. That's, I graduated the school. I finished the PSI. I got my license and everything. And we do dog-friendly real estate, of course, is our little logo. And I went and took professional pictures with my dog. Mm-hmm. And I got all dressed up in my Keller Williams stuff with my for sale sign in front of my friend's house. She's a professional photographer. And I said, well, I want my dog to be in a tie. If I'm going to do that, it has to be on, I don't want to be a regular real estate agent. I want to be a dog person real estate agent. And the pictures are just fantastic. And I just look so much different. And again, it's not, I don't think that I even looked bad before. It wasn't about that. It's just, here's a good example. So for quarantine, North Carolina is hot in the summer.
Yeah.
Very, very hot.
Yes.
We've done dog walking since 2017. That's our other business. And we were in Austin, Texas. Also very hot. I lived in Florida for a while. Very hot.
Yeah.
When I was 50, 40 pounds overweight, it was hot. It was very, very hot. During quarantine, we redid our entire backyard and did a bunch of gardening. We landscaped. I could do it for hours because at that point, I was about 40 pounds lighter. And I looked at Antonio and I said, why am I enjoying outside? I hate the heat. And he said, well, you don't have a blanket on anymore. You don't.
Oh, wow.
You're your normal self now. You're not wrapped in a heat blanket. He did the same thing. He lost a bunch of weight too. And, and I'm like, I just had that realization in the backyard. I was sweating, but I was having fun. And that's how you should feel. Your body should be able to be, it was only like 90 degrees. And it was a huge realization. I used to dread going out in the heat and walking dogs and doing anything outside, really. I would always, it's hot. I can't run outside anymore. It's hot. Nope, I hate the heat. It was the weight, and I just didn't realize it because I didn't ever feel fat. I didn't ever feel like I didn't like myself. So I never associated that anything was wrong.
Right.
If you will.
But then once you got it right. Yeah, and then you got it right and you realized, this is what it's supposed to feel like.
Yep. And that's what I kept saying through this whole process, because I'm just a very confident, happy person. It wasn't about looks for me. I wanted to feel good and actually be able to run up a flight of stairs and garden and walk dogs all day and do 20,000 steps. I wanted to feel good. That's really what it was about for me personally.
So you wanted to just live your life and feel better while doing it.
Yep.
That's awesome. Well, Shelley, it's been great getting to know your story and how you got there, and I think inspirational as well. And everybody's got a unique way of getting from point A to point Z, yours included. And man, congratulations. That's really awesome.
Thank you so much.
I know I don't even have to tell you should be proud of yourself, because I know you're proud of yourself. I can tell. That's great.
Thank you. And it really truly was Profile. It was, I tried for about 22 years to figure it out, and you got to do both. You got to eat right and work out.
Yeah, that's a good formula.
Find time.
That is a good formula. Hey, Shelley, thank you so much for being willing to share your story and to, I'm sure, inspire other people. We appreciate your time. Congratulations, and thank you. Enjoy your new life.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thanks. That's Shelly Schreiber, a Profile member who ultimately lost 50 pounds and said Profile was the difference. So a success story, and really impressive one at that. Shelly Schreiber was our guest today. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Profiles in Health and Wellness.